Hi, I'm Catherine
And I'm Lynn, and we are a coffee break.
with Cat and Mom. Welcome back to our podcast. Today is episode 24, part 2, take 2. It is early this morning. We woke up at 6:30 because yesterday we filmed a whole podcast episode about tapping into your feminine energy and gaining the confidence to public speak and own the room when you walk into it. And none of the audio saved when I went to go edit it tonight to have it out by tomorrow or this morning. So we got up early. We came up with a new topic. You guys will hear that topic from me yesterday again, but today's topic is pretty fun, I will say. And it is adulting.
We're kind of awake.
Yeah, I'm like half asleep right now. But it is about adulting, and you see all over TikTok when my frontal lobe is developing, and I'd rather stay home than go out. So we're going to talk about like some of the shifts that you start to see around like your 20s. Like really, it's where it begins. I will say I'm not like fully there, obviously, but there are some things that I'm noticing. Like I do find a lot of joy in a night in with some takeout. So we're going to dive into that. But before we do, we're going to do a little weekend review, which yesterday we already did, and it was very boring. We really didn't do much this week.
No, we didn't. I worked. Your sister swam sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we do?
I have no idea.
I visited a lot of homes.
Yeah.
During my lunchtime, because this condo is still for sale, people.
So buy it.
So, I had like a home visiting marathon a couple times and narrowed down to 3. And actually, after we filmed this, we have to rush up there
to go visit houses. Yeah, that's why we're up so early. Well, also the podcast is up. It's supposed to be out at 9 a.m., so I'm going to have to edit this right after. So, I think we've learned our lesson.
Maybe in the car on the way there, and then hopefully buy something today. And it'd be great if somebody would buy this today too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
I didn't really do that much this week other than study for midterms.
Yeah,
and that's all over. Actually, I have a test today, so that's awesome.
Nice. On top of that.
Yeah. So that's awesome, but that's pretty much it for our weekend review. Sorry, it's really boring.
Coffee.
But yes, every episode we do a coffee review of a small coffee shop to promote small businesses and owners, and we usually go to the coffee shop, try it, and then come here and let you guys know how it was. Today we actually made it, and it's from Copper Cow's Coffee, and it's a Vietnamese, 100% natural Vietnamese coffee. Mm-hmm. And I've never had Vietnamese coffee. As you can see, I already tried it. I needed it this morning. You kind of like pull the tab open. You rip the top, pull the tab open, hold it onto your coffee cup, and then.
But it holds on by itself. I was wondering what the heck you were doing because there's like a little cup on top of the mug, and then you pour hot water in it,
and then you add whatever you want into it. So I did cacao, cinnamon, honey, and a little bit of creamer. So yeah, and it's amazing. It's very smooth. It's super smooth.
It's potent, but it's very, very smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that it's 100% natural. You don't find that very often. I don't think the creamer I put in there is 100% natural, but
that's everything else was.
Yes. So that is our little coffee review. The owner's name is Debbie. I don't know her last name, but she wanted to make this Vietnamese coffee a lot more accessible to people. So I thought that was really cool.
And the way you found out about it is it came in the
it came in my boyfriend's Lyft box. And
explain what a Lyft box is.
It's a subscription, and it comes in every month. And you get like their favorite items from, like, I guess the owners. I don't know, their favorite items from that month. So you get a different shirt every month that they design, and then like a pre-workout snack, pre-workout electrolyte, coffee. What else do they give?
Did they get coffee every time?
He got coffee the time before that.
I don't know.
And then.
But we didn't try that one. We tried the one this month.
Actually, I did. It's a veteran-owned brand. I need to figure that out. Maybe we'll do that next episode. But yeah, so it's just like maybe a protein bar, just like some snacks in there.
Promote and then go buy. If you want.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool because they're also promoting small businesses as well. So little shout out to them. But now we'll move into our topic of adulting.
Adulting is hard. I like to say that.
I'm just beginning, I guess. I'm still 20, so
I remember
21 soon.
Where did I go? I think I had to go back to Iowa. I was at a conference. I can't remember. And then you called me because you had to. I think you went to Boca for a class or whatever, and then or something, and you had to put gas, and then you had to you went to Trader Joe's and bought food and this, and I remember you texted in capital letters, "Adulting sucks" or "Adulting."
No,
is hard.
no, because
adulting is hard.
I said adulting is expensive
It's
because
expensive.
love over like living freshman sophomore year with my roommates. I loved shopping at Trader Joe's. I got excited for grocery shopping, which is really weird because I hated going to the store with my mom growing up.
Now she does love. Actually, I remember when we moved you here, we went to Trader Joe's for your first.
Shout out to the little straw in the cup.
Peanut straw first thing in the morning. Anyway, I remember going to Trader Joe's for your first grocery before we, like before I left, basically.
Yeah.
When we got back home, and the guy that was like the checkout clerk was like, "Oh my gosh, what you guys are cooking tonight?" And he was asking me like more towards me than her, and I said, "I don't know. What are you cooking tonight? Because this was all your food." Yeah. And he's like, "Wait, what? Like what?" I said, "Yeah, she's a college student, and this is what she wants to cook." And he's like, "Oh, we never see this." There was I wanted. There's like the mac and cheese in there, but it was like actually okay.
But yeah, no, I really liked shopping at Trader Joe's, and I like from the beginning of college, I wanted to buy like healthy foods because when I buy unhealthy foods, then obviously I'm tempted to eat the unhealthy foods, and I wanted to like get into cooking more. So, I would buy foods that would force me to cook, and that I had to eat that were healthy. But I enjoyed them, so it's okay.
And your older sister, which was very, very different at the beginning too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you guys were like 2 weeks apart. Then I went grocery shopping for you and her, and I was just like blown away how yours was. I don't want to say healthier or anything like that because she was an athlete too, so she needed, let's say, more carbs in a sense. But she's changing as well right now, and I think it's kind of great to see she's starting to cook as well and whatnot. But I remember that there was like, oh my gosh, we went and bought more pasta, vegetables and stuff, and then you were like, let's get some chicken, let's get some salmon, let's get some.
Well, Bella's big on the pickles, so you got to get like 3 jars of pickles for her.
Anything pickle.
We're gonna
even pickle juice. She made us
pickle juice.
Pickle juice with ginger.
Yeah.
Last week.
Well, no, it was really good. I mean, I thought it helped
my. It was not good. It was terrible.
No, it was. I felt like I was. Yeah.
The taste was absolutely awful. Okay. And it was spicy. I don't even know what it was. Spicy.
We're gonna dive into the topic now. Sorry for that little tangent, but the death of FOMO. So I have like little segments, I guess, that go under like your frontal lobe developing. And when I mean that, if you don't know what that means, it just means that your frontal lobe fully develops by the time you're like 22, I think.
Around.
So that's when you literally start to like, don't you just like literally feel it? Like you start to like see the world differently. I think like you notice
back when I was
you
22.
Just notice things that like you used to enjoy, you just don't care about it anymore. So I don't know if that's scientifically true, but yeah.
But there's also a shift of where you're at in life. I think it goes together. It's not just clearly it has to do with the development of your brain, but you're also like you were on your own, in an apartment or this and that. Like you kind of have to grow up. Period. Otherwise. Well, you're screwed, you know? So there's also that.
Yeah. You're forced to do that.
You're forced to do that, and you're forced to do it for yourself, not somebody else doing it for you. Yeah. So when you're saying like, if you're going to say like, I didn't want to party as much, I'm like, well, it's a little bit more tiring when you do all that shit for yourself, isn't it? So there's always that aspect.
But the death of FOMO, when staying in becomes elite. We went from feeling pressured to go out every weekend or, every night. And now we enjoy a night in and we really don't give a shit I would say that I still get FOMO. Like I'm not there yet. I'm 20 again.
What does FOMO mean? Explain that.
A fear of missing out. Everybody knows what that means.
Well, just in case. I'm pretty sure your grandma does not know what that means.
I guess. FOMO, fear of missing out. And I think, I still get that. Like I haven't been able to go down at like my college is 45 minutes to with traffic an hour away. So it's hard to like go down there and be able to go out with my friends as much as I did before freshman and sophomore year. But also, I'm trying to like set myself up so that I don't know, I want to travel next year. So I would rather save my money and go to the nightclubs in like Europe rather than here, because they're scary here in Fort Lauderdale. So
They're also very expensive here.
yeah.
Like it's not. I can't remember how expensive it was in Montreal. There was some cover charges. I remember that, but not $20. Like you guys go to bars, it's $20.
Last year I went for spring break, and this is just, I guess, for the death of FOMO. This is a great example. Last year for spring break, I was in Fort Lauderdale at Rock Bar, which is so gross. And
I'm afraid to even drive in front of it.
It's so gross, and that was $40 to get in. I snuck in, didn't have to pay. Then we went to a nightclub.
Free drinks for $40?
No. Then that night we went in and to a nightclub, and we also stuck in. So at least I didn't have to pay cover. Both of those times we just sprinted in the second the bouncer turned away, which I don't recommend, because you'll get
kicked out if you get caught. Yeah,
but it was fine. And then we also snuck in a VIP, so that was interesting. But like after, you're just like, you still have to pay for the drinks, and it's just not worth it. The next year, like, that's really gross. Like, imagine going into that club sober and like just, I guess, observing everything. You'd be like, what the hell is going on? Like, ew. But then there's like, you have a bunch of interviews on the streets of just guys trying to like hit on girls and stuff, and they're stupid interviews. And there's one little side note. There's one where I was just standing.
Or something?
No, they're just trying to be. They just have stupid cameras. Anyway, one guy stopped my group of girls, and I was just standing there, like, not paying attention, because one, I have a boyfriend, and like, I just don't care. And they looked at me and they're like, "You're the most uninterested person we've ever talked to." And I was like, "Well, I have a boyfriend." And they're like, get out of the video." And I was like, okay, put that in there though, because it's like a thing that they think that every girl that has a boyfriend that goes there is going to cheat on their boyfriend or vice versa. I just need to throw that in there. But now I spent my spring break this year at the beach, at the pool, doing my finance intern event, and staying in.
Got spoiled, and we went out for dinner.
But that's not the point. The point is that I stayed in this spring break when I had the opportunity to go to Fort Lauderdale, and I just had absolutely no desire to.
And you spent $0 too.
Yeah, I saved all my money. So I am not broke, and also.
But you still had fun.
And I still have fun. I have no anxiety. I would rather enjoy a dinner out. That's another thing. I'd rather enjoy like a once in a while nice dinner out than going to the club, because going to the club at the end of the day is going to be way more expensive than treating yourself to a nice dinner and cocktails. Like,
I understand sometimes it's fun. Yes. Sometimes it's fun to dance, because we love to dance.
Oh, yeah.
It's a family that loves to dance. So, I mean, I'm older and I wouldn't mind going to a club one night just to dance. The problem is like you have all the things you just talked about and all these other people around you, and you're just like, But I am with you. Like, we've done a lot of nice dinners and even go have cocktails at a speakeasy afterwards, and with good music. Actually, I guess we could have danced there too. The one
there are people dancing, but
I thought even for your age, it was fun. Even when my friend Angie was here and we went with your friend Kennedy, even we went to Delray as well, and we saw you guys dance. We were like, some people were filming you guys.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. And we don't even know this couple who they were amazing dancer. Mm-hmm. They were, I don't know if they were Puerto Rican or Cubans or whatnot.
Yeah,
but
they knew how to dance.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing when it was a song that they knew. And it's a song that we would dance on, but they were doing like, I don't want to say professional dancing, but I mean, they know what they were doing. And then when you and Kennedy were dancing, we were me and my friend Angie were sitting kind of at the other side of the bar, and we could see them, but too far to film. And this lady filming, she turned around, she's like, "Are you mom?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Can I come here? Give me your phone number and I'll send it to you." So we have you guys
video.
Were having so much fun.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, my friend Kennedy and we had that realization sophomore year that, like, we don't think it's worth it. Especially in, like, Fort Lauderdale. Like, when I go to Iowa City to visit my friends, it's cheaper. And also, I'm with my friends that it's when I'm with my friends and that I haven't seen in like months. So it's just a lot more enjoyable to go like to the nightclubs there, because it's, I don't know, I feel safer there. I'm with people from like my hometown, so stuff like that. But Fort Lauderdale, just not worth it at all. And I think that forced me to adult a little bit. And now I'm like a grandma. Me and my friend Kennedy, we would rather go for dinner and some nice drinks, and then go like Delray's the perfect place. It's clean. You're able to dance, but it's not like disgusting.
There's older people.
You don't, people. You don't have the fear of like getting roofied or like. I mean, there's still creeps, but like you don't really have to worry about creeps all that much. But I'd say I like Delray a lot.
I like, or even on Clematis Street too, like where we go. Yeah. There's like both
sides of it, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's not like an extreme
nightclubs. But I'm just saying, like it's older. I mean, I don't want to say older people,
more mature group of people.
Yeah, group of people. That's better said.
Yeah, and a lot of the people that go there are like successful people. I'd say like they're wealthier people. Like you're not going to see them. I mean, you might see them doing stupid shit, but you're not. You don't see as much stupid shit.
But then it's also okay. I've done the partying scene too. You know, I was in college as well, especially when I was in Iowa. Like you just study all the time, so when you go out, you actually drink, party, and then you recover the next day. But like what I like right now, and I'm older. Okay, so how can I explain this? So I've been through this too when I was your age and in college, and then you have kids and whatnot, and then your life changes, and then I, got divorced, and I just wanted to go with my friends and have some drinks and but I'm a single mom too, and because I still have your sister that's younger, so everybody's like, oh, we're gonna party out late and this and this. Well, I still had to wake up for your sister the next day, so it's like another story of like, okay, I realized really quickly I can't do this again, not because I'm getting older and I'm tired easier and I can't, I function as fast the next morning, but I still had your sister to wake up to, so it's like I need to kind of not do that, right? So I think that it's like a shift as well for even people my age to like went from partying to kind of settling down a little bit more. Then we have kids and stuff, and then kids are out of the house, and people are like, okay, let's do that again, and out and do that again.
She just hit her head.
But and also, but in a different way, to enjoy more mature things. And I'm kind of glad that my oldest two are like that too, because you never know, you could still be on a partying scene.
Even the thing is I still like, I'm not fully there yet, but there's just some like,
but you can
there's just some places that aren't worth it. Like, I don't know. But like in Europe, I'm gonna go. Like we went to my whole family went to London. We went to this like little speakeasy nightclub in Henley, in England.
That was fun and parents and kids were there,
and that was like a lot of fun. But that's just like, I don't know. That's different. Like it's not something that I would want to do every weekend. But
once in a while, it's fun.
And also like the shift from liking vodka crayons to like an actual martini. But I think that's obvious. Now we're gonna go into
espresso martini diva or
ew
connoisseur.
Don't say that. And I also love my Aperol spritz. But now we're gonna go into away from like the party scene, because I think that's like a big topic. Right before London I got into the espresso martini. But now we're gonna go into the joy of romanticizing the small things. Like coffee shops. We obviously love our little coffee shops. We try to go to every single one that's like near us. Solo dates, I did that my sophomore year because my roommates would go home. They lived a lot closer. I was 20 hours away. So there was one time I went to the beach and then got ready and went to a art gallery
in Delray, right?
And then got takeout. And that was my little solo date, and I really enjoyed that. And then when you guys were gone 1 week, I had the whole condo to myself. I got pad thai, I did a face mask, and I watched Gossip Girl. So
it's fun to be sometime by yourself like that. Yeah. So even before we moved here, because here I haven't had like really a night on my own. To be honest, I hadn't had one. So hard to meet people because I'm on the road all the time. If it's not for your sister swimming, that's 40 minutes one way. It's to go to work 40 minutes the other way. So my life is in the car at the moment. It's going to change soon. But I remember before we came down here, and at Sam Melia would be at her friend's house, and I would have the place for myself. I didn't even want to go out. I just wanted to take a hot shower, do like mask and whatnot, sit down, watch a whole freaking series of something that somebody told me like, oh my gosh, you need to watch, let's say, Peaky Blinders, which love a lot. I would watch an entire season, I think one night with my glass of wine and maybe half a bottle. But anyways, and just on the couch and enjoying that too.
Yeah,
instead
solo
of going
dates.
out.
And before, like, I feel like a lot of the time going into college, we can have troubles being like alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like me freshman year. I always wanted to be around people. I felt like that was like needed, which it is. Like freshman year in college, you need to put yourself out there.
Meet some friends.
And I did, and I met like true friends. And that's just how college goes. But then eventually you learn how to be alone, and that's okay.
Alone time is something that people don't really value, but it also resets yourself.
Yeah.
I guess I did not know that either. And I lived in my apartment by myself when I was in college, and only because I didn't know anybody when I moved, and I just at that time there was no dorm at Palmer College. I'm not even sure if they have some right now anyway, but so I went in there, like a lot of people were living on their own or, whatever. And I kind of liked it, to be honest. I saw some of my friends like switching roommates and like every year. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay, and just, and having them over because they couldn't stand their own roommate and they would sleep because I had 2 bedrooms. But I kind of appreciated that, but I guess I never really valued what it was to be by myself until I got older, I guess.
I used to think that I wasn't going to like having like somebody in my own room, but I actually loved having like our roommates freshman year, having somebody in my room, Kaylee, and then 2 girls in the other room, and we were all really close. And I don't know, I liked our dynamic a lot.
Choice.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of roommate horror stories where they're forced to live in that room. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who didn't like their roommates, and I got lucky that we all would do wine nights and watch a movie together and stuff.
Yeah, so that's fun. Like, Mom, this is Wine Wednesday. Who are you? And what did you do with my daughter?
Okay, but it was like barefoot, like
and now she likes the wine that
red wine.
Her grandma and I buy. Yeah.
But then also romanticizing the small things. Grocery shopping, I'd always get like flowers from Trader Joe's. Yeah, Trader Joe's flowers are so cute.
You cannot and walk into Trader Joe's without
they're super affordable too. So Trader Joe's, I love their dumplings. I would start buying that, which we had the other day.
If she told me, I called her and I said, okay, I'm here because French wine there, that's another story, like to be able to stay home and enjoy your wine. My gosh, bottles of wine at the restaurants are ungodly expensive. And French wine, usually you can't go wrong with French wine. And I'm not kidding, bottles that are $15 to $20 back in Canada are $6.99 or $7.49, something like this, one or the other, at Trader Joe's. So when you go, you buy a case for less than $100, right? So I went there and I'm like, well, it's Friday night. You brought your sister just from practice in Boca. So I called and said, what do you want to eat for dinner? I'm at Trader Joe's. Okay, buy some Asian food. And I was like, okay, there's this.
That's what I buy myself. I treat myself to like a nice little Asian dinner.
All the dumplings I bought were, oh my God, so good. The round ones, best one. Even the beef and broccoli was really
and they're
good.
All affordable. And that's why I'd get excited about Trader Joe's is you can try so many like new things and they're
it's
so
clean
good.
Food too.
Yeah. So shout out to Trader Joe's because I mean, you can tell that my freaking frontal lobe is developing just during this podcast.
But you can not buy flowers when you get there. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
They're so beautiful.
Next is the financial glow up. I don't know if I'm glowing up right now. I'm literally unemployed. This podcast is my employment. But I guess I also have my finance internship. But I think that you go from like being like the broke college student, not able to like really buy all that. Like I was like trying to buy the cheapest thing at Trader Joe's, but now I will treat myself to like a nice something here and there,
I think that, yes, it helps that you live here for free and you eat here for free. But also it's because I can do it and it's because you're my child and I want to help you set up, the rest of your life. Because here for students, close to college, it's over $1,000 a month plus utilities, plus gas, plus food. So it's just doesn't make sense. But I think that because of this, you realize a little bit more. I think like it's going to help you down the road, like just even going to, and I had the same thing as you, like even me, like I know sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, I still am supporting 3 kids and just like, oh my gosh, this is like, I shouldn't do this. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go buy that meal or I'm going to go buy that pair of pants or whatever, something. life's too short. You want to treat yourself once in a while.
Yeah, you got to treat yourself once in a while. I mean, you can be like a good saver. Like I'm a good saver, and I can be like, I don't know, very stingy and cheap. But there are times when like my boyfriend and I are like, let's go to this nice restaurant and split it 50-50. And Bryce and I have been together for almost 5 years, so don't come at me for like the 50-50, because I think that when you're going to, we're college kids right now, so I think that is fine for the girl and the guy to split the bill, especially when we decide to go to a really nice restaurant.
Even at my age, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny that you're saying this. It's a little bit off subject, but I saw an interview with 50 Cent. 50 Cent. And he was saying, that question was like, who pays on the first date? And he turned around and he said, whoever had the idea to have
I don't agree with that. I think the guy is there to, the guy should be the one pursuing the woman. Okay, this is just me.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but what I'm
getting, the guy should pay for the first date. Now, 5 years in, okay, and you're like, you know what? Sometimes, once in a blue moon, I'm like, I'll cover this meal. Don't worry about it.
I mean, if you've been together that long, eventually you're going to be a couple, like your finances will be together, whatever, like,
But 50 Cent, you can pay for a damn meal.
Well, he was just, I know he can pay for everybody's meal. So what I think he was saying is that, like, even at my age right now, meeting with somebody and go eat, I have a job, he has a job. Okay, maybe not the first date, but, I can offer, like, hey, I'll pay, let's split it 50-50.
If I was single and I went and I said, I really want to like go out to dinner with you, or like I'm free next week, like we should do something. Okay, and we go to dinner. Like he should pay. I get if I'm like really persistent about it. I'm like, please, like let's go to dinner. Like that'd be so fun. Like then I mean maybe
I think if you're not dating yet or whatever, I think it's nice to say, hey, offer it to pay half of it. Yes, like I would think he would, but still,
girls don't bring your wallet.
But
just bring a cute purse with nothing.
I raise you.
No, I think that the
when I go with my best friend out, like when I go with Angie, now we actually we split meals as well. Yeah. And so we pay 50-50.
I think the man should pay for the first date.
I didn't say the first date. I said other dates.
Oh, okay, then yeah. But the man should pay the first date. So now we'll move on from that, because that was supposed to be about romanticizing the small. Oh no, that was the financial glow up. Yeah. So back to that. Buying overpriced candles and unnecessary but cute kitchen gadgets. I agree with that. Like I see like a cute little like spatula or plate, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm 20. What the fuck is happening?
And I have all the gadgets. Well, I have a lot of gadgets for the kitchen because we love to cook, and I will still buy it.
Like the Mickey Mouse wine stopper.
I did.
The great friend group shrank. Why fewer closer friends make life better. That's true. Yes, like I definitely realized through high school and college that you only need a couple really close friends, and it'll make the wedding cheaper too, to cut out those shitheads. So
that's not what's written there.
No. Okay. But no, I just thought of that. You know what? Yeah, that's so real. Why would you freaking pay for those people to go to your wedding if they're fake as fuck? And you just cut some people off before the wedding that are fake, so you can make it cheaper too.
And I think this is a very mature thing for you to say, because at your age, I don't think anybody thinks that way. The more, the better, for them, because it looks better. But it's not quantity; it's quality. And I think that we've said that in season 1, that after my divorce, I realized who were my friends and who weren't. And it's amazing how my circle of who I thought were my friends shrank. And then the quality of these relationships now is like amazing.
And also like some of these really close friends are long distance friends, and we can go, I don't know, a week or two without really like talking on the phone. But like the second we are on the phone together, it's like I saw them yesterday, or the second I see them in person, it's like we saw each other
a couple weeks. We're talking sometime a year. Like my friend Stephanie from Canada.
Yeah.
We're both having big birthdays coming up. Hers is in actually 2 weeks, and we talk on the phone, and I'm not kidding. I haven't seen her in a year. I mean, we talk on the phone once in a while.
Where does she live?
Right outside of Quebec City, like in land. Like the name of the city is like this long on the
little like side note. I did not know Quebec was that big. I thought Quebec was like just like that on the map, like just like a little city and some stuff around it.
Oh my god!
It goes all the way up there.
When she came home and said this, I was like, dude, you're Canadian too. Like you never look at the freaking
I guess
map.
that's a part of adulting. You start to realize how big the world really is.
And yes, Canada's part of North America.
Yeah. But damn, it's big. Now we'll talk about
loving the routine. I love that
yes,
too.
loving like the 9 to 5 identity crisis, loving or learning to love the routine. Finding peace in meal prepping, skincare routines, and knowing our limits. I agree with routine. I love routines.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a little bit out of routine at the moment, but meal prepping and skincare, like those are amazing things.
Well,
but
we do skincare a lot. We do our skincare like morning. Even your
morning
your
and
11
night.
year sister, 11-year-old sister is starting to do that too. Meal prepping, we usually do that on Sundays.
And
we haven't
also,
done it in a while, but
I mean, I make chicken, but that shit's gone in like a day or two.
well, you guys eat
we all share it
a lot,
because
but
protein.
I used to do that with your sister, especially. I mean, and with work, I need to. Well, we don't have all of our stuff because it's still in storage in another state, so it's kind of hard to get stuff ready. But yeah, I think that helps a lot and alleviates so much headache during the week.
And it's just like can be like really enjoyable too. Can be like a de-stressor. It's just like doing your meal prepping, cooking, doing your skincare. It just like kind of like restarts your day, or I don't know, it's like a reset. But the 9 to 5, yes, I do love routine. Like when I worked at the chiropractic office, it was like nice to have like that routine down, and I liked my job. But like the 9 to 5 is not. I'm 20 right now, so I don't know, that might change. But the 9 to 5 right now isn't something I want to do, and I think a lot of people are in that position. But it's not something that like
I don't really care for it.
it's not something. It's not something that like you just like don't have to do. Like you kind of have to do it in this freaking like world and economy at the moment. But I'm trying to like break out of that system, and it's difficult. My boyfriend and I are both trying to like set ourselves up so that we don't have to. But I don't know how that's going.
Doing, oh my voice.
This
doing this.
like
emphasis on this.
And then this is so real. Is this my peak, or am I just at peace? The strange feeling of wondering if life has gotten boring or if you just matured into real happiness. That's real, but I feel like right now I'm in like the boring, stressful part because it's my last year of school. So now I have to like figure out where I'm going to be the second I graduate, start applying for jobs. So I feel like right now I'm just in like the stress part. Like I don't think I've reached my peak at all. So
well, you're 20.
So I'm not there. I'm not there yet. So that's a part of adulting and the frontal lobe developing that I have not reached it, which I'm fine with.
Okay, I'm your mom, and sometimes I feel like I have not reached it. So it's just.
And I think that's something that will never. I mean, I think everybody can be at peace with where they're at in their life, but I don't think anybody will. Like, there's always a different like peak to reach, you know.
Yeah. And then life changes.
You can be at real happiness.
Kids, after kids. It's all different peaks that you will.
And it's okay when life is boring. Like, I think that saying it's boring is you're just, things are calm.
Well, first, you were never allowed to say I'm bored when you were younger because there's always something to do. There's always something to do in your own home, regardless. But I don't think that it's boring. I think it's taking a break or resetting or being home. Getting excited to go out for dinner and getting ready or to go out to dance in a diet club once in a while, that's great because I still feel like when you say, hey, Mom, do you want to go out Saturday night? I get excited. Like, yay, I'm going to do something. Also, yesterday, we sat down and we watched Wicked, the movie, because it's finally free on Peacock. So we just watched it. And I was equally excited to make a big dinner for you guys and having a glass of wine and watching this movie.
Because some people find like sitting at home and like doing, like watching a show and just eating takeout food boring because you're not out doing something. But I find that would be real happiness to me.
Yeah. And then we went to bed and we had to wake up early for this thing. And then we are doing it right now. A little bit tired, but it's all good.
Yeah. Now we'll go to, this one's like really short. The next ones are like very small segments, but the adult's biggest scam, no one actually knows what they're doing. Oh, my computer just... There we go.
It's about to die.
Yeah. No one actually knows what they're doing. I think that's pretty obvious.
Until you make it.
Yeah. So moving on from that, sounds depressing.
No, that's what Angie would always say when she was working with me. She just walked in, in the office. She was new. She's like, I have no clue what I'm doing, but she's like, I'm going to fake it till I make it. And nobody knew that she was new and she did not know what she was doing.
Yeah.
And just let's go. Here goes nothing.
Yeah. So that's all right because I know you can.
So even in life, like even today, like I don't know. Like we're going to visit homes.
I mean, nobody actually knows. Nobody actually knows what's going to happen like the next 10 minutes. So
yeah,
whatever. From party playlist to jazz. Okay, I do have a European playlist that I made last year, and it's like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, and I was like, oh my god,
what is this European
happening to me? It was like my European playlist, like me when I think about like going abroad, like I play that playlist.
Because Dean Martin is Italian, but Frank Sinatra is American.
I know, but no, I just mean like I just mean like it's very like it's music that I'd want to listen to when I'm like in France.
You were coming here to visit your grandma before we moved here. And that's what she was listening to. She loved that was your grandpa's favorite.
Yeah, so I think that's
music and things like that.
Crazy that my music went from like I used to listen to rap a lot, and I don't anymore. I don't like it. I like either indie music or like Lana Del Rey.
No, we do like club music still.
I mean, yeah, like I like house music. That's not rap though.
No.
Like I like house music because it just gets me like excited. I don't know.
Get you motivated or whatever, get going. But we also like, I appreciate that I was able to get you to listen to you and your sisters like a lot of 80s. different kind of music. Even like, because my dad was much older than my mom, and so I had music from like even like the Frank Sinatra era, but even before that my kids know about, and like most kids don't actually, but then all the way to today. So
next, we have Why Did We Ever Enjoy That? The Science of Cringe. The frontal lobe's role in impulse control, self-awareness, and social perception explains why our past selves embarrass us. I don't like thinking about my past self. It's so embarrassing. I know in 8th grade I had braces and my green glasses so that I could see, and oh god. And my outfits were atrocious. I did not care about my hair because I was swimming morning and night.
It was not atrocious then. If you look at it now and look back, you're like, oh, ew, what was that?
But I had no eyebrows either.
It was cool then. Same thing for me. If I look at what I was wearing, it was, oh my gosh, I can't believe I stepped out of my house dressed like that. But it was okay back then.
What I was wearing was not like a trend then. It was just like I didn't care. I woke up at 5 a.m. to go swim.
Yeah.
Even in middle school, and I'd put on these freaking neon colored leggings and a sweatshirt.
Hey, you were not in pajamas. So that's like, there's some kids that walk out in pajamas. So please.
Sure. Next is
I like the thing that says sleep. You value more sleep when you don't party as much.
The sleep redemption arc, why we suddenly love going to bed early.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce and I started going to bed at like we kind of been going to bed a little bit later recently, but we would go to bed at 10:30 and wake up at 8:30, and it was like the perfect routine.
Okay, but 8:30 you should be at work by then.
Okay, right now it's like the perfect little routine. So then we go work out. Then he has work. I'm filming the podcast. We're studying for a test. So it's perfect. The last one I wanted to do was your tolerance for drama disappears. Mm-hmm. I'm getting to that point. Teen brain thrives on chaos and gossip. Fully developed brains crave peace and stability because drama triggers stress hormones like cortisol, which your brain now hates. So that, and then also your social anxiety shift. Young brain overthinks everything. Did I sound weird? Did they hate me? Mature brain realizes no one actually gives a shit. This is because the frontal lobe helps process social cues more rationally instead of emotionally. That's cool. I didn't know that. And then the last little fact was the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of the brain, isn't fully developed until around 25, which explains why we used to make impulsive decisions. So that's a little fact. That was kind of off topic.
Some men are still not fully developed.
Oh no, I don't. I think this is about women.
I'm not saying all men are like this, but let's just say that all of them that are still like that forgot to develop.
But you definitely, I've seen it through like other adults as well, like you and Angie. If you don't give a shit if somebody's talking like about you, but if Angie were to hear like somebody talk about you or like our family or her family, like she don't give a shit. She's gonna like tell you exactly how she feels,
and vice versa.
Yeah. But I've noticed that, and then also the drama. It's just like we're adults now. Like, what is the point of this?
And if you go and try to reply or prove a point, whatever, you're proving a point to somebody that does not give a shit.
Yeah.
And just wants to kind of spread chaos, and you're just like, you know what, I just don't have time. And the least you care, and the least this these people see that you don't really, are not gonna, put fuel to the fire, they're just eventually gonna stop. And like, why waste energy right now? There's so many, like, I'd rather go and sit down and plan a trip with you than having to figure out why XYZ is talking about
Like, if
me
you're
and
mad
doing
at
blah blah
me,
blah.
just like, we're adults, just like come to me and tell
Yeah.
me why you're mad, and we can figure this out in a discussion. Rather than you silent treating me as a 25-year-old or older. Like, how old
Yeah.
are you?
Life's too
Or
short.
posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because that's what the old people do, is post on Facebook. People, you know what I noticed? Is that a lot of people, I guess in your generation, sorry, will post everything that they're thinking on Facebook. Hey guys, my daughter just hit a home run. Like, okay. Like, you don't need to update me on everything that's going on. Or like, wow, I'm so tired after work. Haha. Like, this isn't
like everything. Just like, come
I
on.
mean, you can do what you want to do, obviously, but like Facebook.
It's like, I like it when, like, I see my friends' kid, they post stuff about their kids, like, hey, like they made it, like I said, like I would do, like, hey, my daughter made it to the NCAA, woohoo! Like, yeah, great, put it on, like you're proud, but not on a daily
You can
basis.
like I think Facebook is just the platform to either like shove your kids' achievements in other people's faces, or to like, I mean, yes, so you can post about your kids like sport and stuff, but like they try to like outdo other moms and stuff with their kids, like live vicariously through their children. Or so I guess this is a bad thing about adulting, is you got to deal with
I just
this.
don't understand what people would put there. I mean, and maybe they're lonely, and maybe that's the way they cope with life. But like, that you read everything about their life, and like there's somebody that I know who's single on Facebook, and it's always like stuff about like being alone, and how they can be by themselves and better people and blah blah blah, and I don't need anybody in my life. And then the next day it's like, I really want to meet somebody that's like,
Yeah,
true,
there's
and
some
this
stuff
and
where
this,
you
and it's
just,
back and forth. And
again, they
like,
clearly don't
stop
have,
it.
they clearly didn't develop the impulse control part of their frontal lobe, because
we get
like
it.
like that's, I mean, talk to your like closest friends about that, because sometimes you don't need to put this stuff out there.
To
Also,
2,000 people to read it.
yeah.
And yeah.
Also, one last thing is that, like, another thing about adulting is you have to deal with, like you said, shitheads. Like, there's going to be a lot of hate, and like also these Facebook moms will also post like the most negative things, and they're like negative opinions about stuff. Like, someone posted something about freaking, like, I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan. I mean, I like her, but just posted like some shit about Taylor Swift. Like, one, you don't listen to her. Like, two, you can just not listen to her. And three, like, you went and typed that out about a woman who is like 20 years younger than you. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're allowed to have an opinion, and you're
and
entitled to opinion, but
then you put your own opinion on it, and then
you get attacked.
And then you got attacked, and I was like, holy shit, you got attacked by your mom.
I actually did comment, and I said, like, we're adults here. Like, we don't need to be shitting on like somebody that it doesn't matter. Like, she's
a very successful person.
Also, she's like probably almost a billionaire, if not. I mean, she's not.
She is.
Yeah. So your little comment on Facebook isn't stopping anybody from not listening to her. So,
and that woman was entitled to her own opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
But that you went out of your way to talk shit and about a celebrity that won't even read this thing, for that matter, won't change anything in her life. But then that you trying to say this in a nice way, because I read the whole thread, and then you just said, like, hey, like, how about we applaud from where she's been from? Maybe she's changed now, blah blah. And then that woman took almost her time again, and to shit on you. And I was like,
hey, let's like also,
dude, this is a kid, like, slow down.
I was like, hey, you're like, I mean, in my head, I'm like, you're a mom, you're an adult, like, women supporting women. Like, let's not like bash somebody because you don't like her music. That's quite literally it. She was shitting on her because she didn't like her music. And I was like,
but these people like Pink. So this was the group that went to see Pink in concert, and then they were attacking the group that just like when Taylor Swift started her last whatever concert tour. That's when that happened, because Pink had just been done with her tour. So, like, do you know, maybe those two women actually do talk to each other? I don't know if Pink and Taylor talk to each other, but
it's not one or the other. It's not one or the other. Like, you can just not listen
like one song,
but that's just an example. Like, there's so much, like, there can be a lot of negativity of these Facebook moms just dragging shit into like their Facebook. It's like, okay, how, again, we're adults. So that's another thing is you kind of just have to like shrug it off and be like, wow, okay. Like this is not my battle to fight. Yep. I'll just know that I'm more mature than a 50-year-old or whatever, 40-something-year-old.
They're probably in their 50s.
Yeah. But so anyway, that is all we have for today. Thank you for listening to some of our tangents that went off.
Tired this morning.
Yeah.
Downing the coffee.
I'm sure you can see as this podcast went on how he started to talk more as the coffee hit. But
so it's very good coffee. We're going to talk about it again. Extremely amazing.
Copper Cow's coffee.
Espresso.
Super good. 100% natural Vietnamese coffee. And then before we end every episode, we do a Would You Rather.
So my question was, would you rather be bald or not have any teeth?
I'm going to do be bald because veneers are a lot more expensive than wigs and like dentures. And I can like have fun with the wigs and be creative and have like blow hair one day or like see what hair color looks best on me. So yeah, I'm keeping my teeth. These costed a lot with braces. Well, I mean, not really.
Well,
because we had
braces are expensive.
Yeah,
braces are expensive. So
yeah, but yeah. So I'm gonna go bald. And yeah, that's all we have.
Hey, maybe you have a nice head shape. I don't know. Do you want to try it?
No. But go follow us on TikTok at @a_coffee_break, Instagram at @a_coffee.break. Subscribe, follow on whatever platform you're listening to. Our YouTube is literally just the name, A Coffee Break with Cat and Mom. And that is the name of our podcast. So tune in next week, every Sunday at 9 a.m. And thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And we love you guys.
Happy Sunday.
Bye.
We'll see you.